What's up guys, it's OtherJesus and welcome to my Titanfall Weapon Guide, and today we're going to take a close look at the Spitfire LMG. And with the Spitfire LMG, you want to stay off the minimap as much as possible. That's why I started off this video with me kicking some guys. And what would a Titanfall Weapon review be without some footage tossed into me owning some pilots and Titans? So, anyway, thanks for joining me, and you guys know my weapon reviews. I don't necessarily talk about stats and things like that. I kind of just give you my impression of what I thought about the weapon when I was using it in actual gameplay. So with the Spitfire, you're going to need to be a bit more cautious and creative than the carbine. Now, the main reason behind that is that the LMG is not equipable with a suppressor. And that's why you'll see me start off this video, like I said, I'm coming up behind the guys and I'm kicking them, I'm twisting their necks off. So, normally with a suppressor on the carbine, I might just, hold down the trigger and just take out the grunts pretty quick, because you guys know kicking someone or taking someone's neck off, it takes an extra second or two when you could just be spraying them as you run by as a pilot. Anyway, you unlock the Spitfire LMG at level 39, and since it has so much ammo, it's got 80 rounds. It's easy to get carried away just, shooting your LMG all over the place. So having 80 rounds is pretty freaking awesome though. But the downside of this is that you're going to be, popping on that mini-map all game long. And if you're going against enemies with a decent amount of awareness, skill level, you can expect a lot of pilots tracking you down, because they're going to see you pop on that mini-map and they're going to head straight towards you. So that's why you'll see me take off his neck right here, kick this guy right here, and then attack this pilot right here, because you have to kind of choose when you attack. You have to be a little bit more aware of when you pop on the minimap, and this is a double-edged sword for me, because you guys know that I love the suppressor. I love staying off the minimap so I can track down pilots. So when it comes to the Spitfire, when I track down a pilot and I attack him, I have to be double aware that a different pilot might be tracking me at that same time, because I'm popping on the minimap when I attack his buddy. So you got to be more aware that you're about to be engaged. And this is kind of cool because it challenges me to change the way I play, but also it's almost a guarantee that I'm going to see a bit more action, for better or for worse, because I'm running around loud all the time. Every time I fire my weapon, I'm popping on the minimap, so a lot more chance that I'm going to see a lot more pilot action, because with 80 bullets in a clip, having enemies rush me, extra challenging, a lot more fun, just equals Titanfall. Awesome. So I was really starting to like the Spitfire. I kind of settled on feeling like the Spitfire is like the big boy pro version of the carbine, and I'll probably get a lot of crap for saying that, but don't get me wrong, I love the carbine. It's so easy to use, it's so much fun, and easy in a good way. I still don't see the carbine as a noob weapon, because when I was using the LMG, I was beasting pilots that were using carbine, so that's just my feeling on that. The Spitfire feels like a grown-up version to me, and I mean that in a good way, and I still love the carbine in all the right ways. Yes, it does have recoil, and no, it's not that effective with short bursts, but for all intents and purposes, basically a manly man version of the carbine, and you don't really do the carbine in short bursts that much, although you do, but you know what I mean. The same sights are available that are on the carbine: the HCOG, the hollow sight, and the AOG, or the AOG. Oddly enough, I much preferred the HCOG on the Spitfire LMG, where on the carbine I prefer the hollow sight. Now, after watching some of this footage back, I think the reason for this is that with the Spitfire, of course, it's got that large initial recoil, and then it does tame down when you sustain the fire and hold down the trigger. But the hollow sight essentially has kind of two scopes, if you take a look at it, and it takes up more space on the screen. And the recoil of the Spitfire makes it a bit harder to track and stay on targets, because the screen is shaking. It's bouncing up and down. So I ended up preferring the HCOG, which you see here. I just think it opens up the weapon more, makes it easier to see what's going on. You can see the Spitfire LMG is still super bouncy, but I'm still able to get on target quick. And if you check out this footage, it's almost like using a carbine, except I've got all this ammo just to spray all over these pilots on these rooftops. It's a beautiful thing. Alright, there are only 2 weapon mods, and it's a pretty easy choice for me. The 2 weapon mods are Extended Mag, which boosts the magazine capacity from 80 to 96, I believe, which is actually pretty significant. The other option is called the Slammer, and it increases the damage the Spitfire does when you rodeo a Titan. So for me, the choice is clearly the Slammer. I feel that, you know, an extra 16 bullets or whatever is pretty sweet, but being able to quickly waste a Titan with a rodeo seems like the clear choice for me, especially when combined with some satchels or an arc grenade, which I like to run with the LMG. The Spitfire, interestingly, is pretty freaking weak against the Spectres, and if you can see sometimes in this footage, it's like I'll try to kill a Spectre, and then it's like I thought he was dead, but he's not dead. I gotta stop and put more bullets in him. An unusual amount of time and ammo, it feels like, trying to kill Spectres with a Spitfire, and combine that with the fact that you're always popping on the minimap, that's just not a good combo, so watch out for that. Aim for the head on the Spectres if you must, but might as well just kick them, probably be faster, and stay off the minimap. My setup for running the Spitfire was pretty typical for me. I used the cloak with the power cell. Super important, I feel, with the Spitfire, because you're always on the minimap. I say it again. I pretty much stuck with the minion detector as well, because I like it helps me predict where the action's going to be next, and with 80 bullets I want to reduce my build time. I did try using the fast reload perk, but I just felt that the reload time wasn't really that long to begin with, and with an 80 or plus bullet clip, I would recommend swapping, just using something else for a perk. I think it would just be more effective overall, because the reload time wasn't that long. And that about wraps it up for my Spitfire LMG weapon guide. I feel like the Spitfire is an underappreciated weapon at this point, because it does take some tender loving care to start to understand exactly what the weapon is capable of and how it should be used. Of course, you can use it however you like, but I really felt like this weapon fills that gap for players who like to engage pilots and minions, but it's also well suited for the player that loves to tackle Titans. And since the Spitfire Titan can pretty much the Spitfire LMG can pretty much doom a Titan with one clip, then imagine what you could do with that extended magazine. Have a lot of ammo left over for the pilots. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. This footage is from when I was Gen 2, and just this past weekend, I did gen up from Gen 3 to Gen 4, so this footage is older, but I'm working hard on some more Titanfall videos for you guys and try and get up to date. I'm not going to play any Titanfall at all this week, just working on projects, home projects, music projects, so I'm really excited to have a new Titanfall video for you guys. I hope you liked the weapon review here of the Spitfire LMG. It's actually a really, really sweet weapon. Give me your feedback, leave a comment, and if you made it this far in the video, if you want to go ahead and hit the subscribe button, please do. And also, I should maybe just quickly respond to Renjan's claim that my KD is lower than his, and well, that may be true. I am a Gen 4, he's still a little Gen 2, and I use all the weapons like the Spitfire LMG here. I even use the original, cheesy SMG, that first one you get. I use that all the way from Gen 3 to Gen 4. Anyway, just messing with my good friend Renjan. Shout out to him. Thanks for watching, guys. It's OtherJesus. I'm out, and sleep well.